Assignment 5 video 9. Okay, we've just finished creating our corridor through alignment A and applied it to our cross sections that we have along the alignment as well. So the next step is to edit it, and to take a look at that, what I want you to see is that in this typical cross section that we've created, there is a ditch as well as a let's see, there's a ditch and then it meets up with the existing ground. I want to eliminate the ditch on both sides because I feel that it's not necessary. So in order to do that, we have to go back to our basic assembly. Now this is station 180 right here. What I'm going to do is zoom out. I'm going to pan over to the assembly that we've used. And what I'm going to do is open up the properties dialog box, and that's this right here, or control 1. This is your typical properties, and what I'm going to do is click on this and this right here, the side slopes. So the first thing we're going to look at are the parameters, and under here the side, it says varies because we clicked on both of them, but if you just clicked on one, it'd say left or right and so forth. So the first thing we're going to take a look at, and what we're going to do is we're going to eliminate our widths right here. So the cut slope, fill slope we'll leave for now. The for slope width will switch to 0, and before it was 1.2. The bottom width, that's the width of the ditch if we wanted it, we'll switch that to 0 as well. The back slope width, instead of 1.2, we'll switch that to 0 as well. So once we do those three little changes, what we'll do is we'll zoom back out and we'll go back to our cross sections at station 180, and we can see that nothing has actually taken place yet. And the reason for that is if we go and we take a look at our corridor, there's a little warning sign. This is because we've changed a few parameters of our cross section or of our assembly, and we have to rebuild our corridor. So if you right click on it and you go down to rebuild, you can see that the changes take place right away. Okay, now with this you can see that the slopes are still a bit steep, so we want to flatten that out. And what I want to show you is a couple of things before we do that, and I want you to see what happens in the plan view as we do it. But right now it's a little bit difficult to see, so I'm just going to show you how to do a little bit of I guess cleaning up. You can turn off the layers. Now if you use the layers correctly for your contours, you can simply turn off your layers and that would work. If you neglected to do that, then one quick way to do it is to go to your surfaces, and for your existing ground, and you go to your surface style, or sorry, not your surface style, your surface properties. And for your surface style, instead of this one right here, you can click on no display, click on apply, and you can see it gets rid of one set of contours. For your click on OK, strip ground, surface properties, no display, click on apply, and it gets rid of those. And for the last one with these the elevations and the spot elevations, that you would have to go to your layer, and once you pull up your layer box, you have to know where to find it. So that's when layers and understanding how the layers work are important. So this is your V node. I believe I can just simply switch that off, and the V node text we can switch off as well. Closing the layer box, we can see that all we're left with is our sample lines and our corridor here, as well as the property lines and things like that. Okay, so just a quick couple of tips on how to clean up your drawings to make it a little bit easier to work on. You can always turn those things back on. Now, taking a look at what we have here, what we're going to do is we're going to edit the slopes now of our assembly. So clicking on these two things again, we're going to take a look at our cut slope and fill slope. switch this to 8:1, I think, and 8:1 as well. If we switch those to 8:1, and we can see our plan view here a little bit, we see that the corridor A also has to be rebuilt again since we switched the slopes. We'll click on rebuild. Once we rebuild, we can see that our area, the area at which our cut and fill slopes hit our target ground, has changed drastically with that slope. Knowing this and coming back to our station at 180, we can see that the slopes indeed look a lot better and they don't go up as steep anymore. So this concludes video or assignment 5 video 9, how to edit the assembly and change a couple of slopes and things like that.